Hey, everybody, welcome to Breaking Barriers. You are here with Angelina Braxton and Larry Braxton of Life Support Community Services. We are a local nonprofit in Oakland County and we serve the entire state of Michigan. Our focus is returning citizens and the people that support them. So, today we're going to get into community chat. We're going to have a community conversation about multiple topics that we want to discuss that impact the reentry community as well as others. So, welcome, Mr. Braxton.
It's good to be here.
All right, so we're going to have a community conversation today, right?
All right, let's kick it.
Okay. So, we're just going to jump right in there. We're going
Good.
to talk about self advocacy first. We have several topics, okay? So our topics are on these sheets of paper. We selected our topics. All right. Self advocacy. We definitely know there is a need to do that. People have to do that. We're in a community service, right? We're a nonprofit, so we're here to serve the community.
Absolutely.
But meanwhile, there is still a need for self advocacy. And we were talking about situations specifically when you are incarcerated.
Yeah.
You will have to advocate for yourself
Yes.
in different ways, right?
Yeah.
So why don't we talk about what we discussed? There were some experiences that you had where you had to advocate for yourself in a supervisory position. You talked about some of those. You want to tell me about? I'll let you talk about it. You take it from here.
Well, we're talking about, justice impacted. So we start with experience I had when I was incarcerated. When I got there, as you can see, I'm a big person. They had all these little booths, these little tables, where it was difficult for me to sit in, and a lot of other bigger people to sit in, but they weren't advocating for themselves. So I'll tell you a little story. So when I got there, they take you to the chow hall. You get your meal. I go to sit
The
down.
chow hall. What's the so the?
The chow
I
hall.
know what
Come
it
on,
is.
it's
I
where
was
you
just
eat.
breaking.
Everybody know what that is.
Okay,
So
all right.
we go in, and I can't sit at the table. So I go next door to the library. I get a chair, standalone chair, and I bring it into the cafeteria area.
To break to the because the chairs are attached
To the tables.
to the table. Let's
And
just
there's
say that.
only so much room between the table and my belly. So I have to squeeze in, squeeze out, that sort of thing. So
Right.
it's uncomfortable.
All right, got you.
So I went and got a chair that I could sit in and sit back from the table and eat my meal.
Right.
I would take the chair back when I'm done. So I did this maybe a day or two.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden it's a big issue because someone's going to say you can't do that.
Because you would go get the chair, and you would go get a chair from where?
The library was next to the chow hall.
So you could just walk out of the chow hall to the library.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all in the compound. You behind the wall, so
Right.
you're not going nowhere.
Okay. Gotcha.
So you go over there, I get the chair. So, of course, you do that day one because you go to sit down and it's tight. And you look around like, well, what am I going to do? And you remember you were in the library. Okay, boom. But then, like the next day I come, I go get my chair first.
Yeah.
Set it up, then go get my food,
Okay.
because you don't want to leave your
How
food
would
unattended.
people? So nobody said anything that first day.
No, I mean, inmates, they're not worried about you.
A supervisor.
No, nobody said anything. They probably said something to one another, but they didn't know how to address it to me.
Okay, because
know.
there's a real issue there.
Yeah, it's issues. It's
Okay.
First they got to get the statute and the rule and say you breaking rule.
Got
such
it.
and such,
Right,
such,
right.
Everything's
Okay.
formal. Everything's legal.
All right.
So I did that. So then I'm like, what? So what do you suggest? I put it back on them. I said,
Okay.
y'all lock me up.
Because what did they say? So you said the second day they were like, no,
No,
that's
you
not
can't
okay.
do that. I said, well, how do you expect me to eat?
Okay.
They said, well, you have to sit down. I said, I can't fit in the table.
Okay.
So now we had a dilemma.
Okay.
So, immediately they say, okay, well, you go ahead and we'll get back to you, sort of thing. So I said, okay. Next day, I don't break protocol. I do what I'm going to do
Mm-hmm.
because I got to advocate for myself.
Okay, so you still went and got the chair
Yeah,
again.
again.
Okay.
Then they came up with a room. They said they're having uh, they had like a shop area. They're building what they call the big man table.
All right.
It's a
Well,
prototype.
okay.
That was their solution. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Until then, I'm going to pull this chair out of the library and I'm going to do this every day. And I'm going to put it back so as long as it get in the way. Because, they bring up some dumb law. You can't have any loose standing chairs. That might be a fire hazard. Or, they give you some reasoning.
Okay.
But, okay, as long as I'm sitting in the chair, it can't be a fire hazard. And when I'm done, I'll put it back so it's not just sitting there where people can throw it or trip over it. Or
Okay.
that sort of thing. So, long story short, they built one table. They got 4 seats at the table. It's like at a McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
I had chairs that turn, and the table's all attached. It's all one unit.
Mm.
And they had the one table built, and I would come in. And even at some point, all the little guys, it's like little guys buy X large, 3X large T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
They know they wear a medium. So I come in, there's 4 guys at my table.
Right.
I'm taking ownership now. I advocated for myself to have this table.
Yes.
You can sit at any of these other tables that's empty.
Right.
So I would come in. Everybody ain't got to get up, but I need one seat.
Okay.
They did that. Eventually, they found out this was a need that was met. Other big guys started
Because you
migrating to the
advocated
table.
for yourself.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And then they came up and they built 3 other tables. So now it's one in each corner of the cafeteria.
Okay.
The big man tables.
All right.
Yep. And that was at a new facility they had just built.
God, I would love to talk to somebody who saw this process, who watched it happen, who was there before you, who was impacted.
Yeah.
Obviously,
There was a few of them.
Yeah, if they were just squeezing into the tables,
squeezing in, not going, just eating in their dorms.
Dang.
Yeah.
What was the response to you after that?
Thank you. They was hyped. And this new facility too was a long way from home. Mm-hmm. So I was in the federal system.
Right.
So I was in Maryland at this time.
Right. I mean, I know, but yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I wanted to get closer to home to be where my family could visit me.
Right.
Because, people got to come 10 hours away.
Yeah.
And so.
But I still did.
Yeah,
it was 8 hours, 8.5. But it was still, I still did it.
Yeah, but I wanted visits every week. I didn't want them every other month.
Once a month.
Yeah.
It was once a month.
Okay. It made it seem longer to me.
Yes.
Because I've been struggling in there. I ain't used to that. So
yeah, I wasn't no deadbeat.
No, not at all. You held your own. I appreciate it too.
Yes.
It meant a lot. It means
and
a lot.
And not to say that, because a person is not a deadbeat.
Yeah,
everybody have different.
Yeah,
exactly.
You got
and that's
obstacles in the
understandable.
way, yeah.
Yes. We didn't have any children that were so I'm not saying that.
Yeah, had a vehicle who could take it. And
yes. It was a blessing.
It was a blessing.
So you have to recognize that. But back to that self-advocacy.
Yeah, so it started a trend, but you look back on your life, how Jay-Z said you were who you were when you got here.
Yes.
I was always wanting to advocate for myself.
Yes, yes.
So after doing that, I'm like, man, how can I get closer to home? Mm-hmm. So now it's like October, November, so I started writing my Congress people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I got in touch with Barbara Rose Collins. And I sent her letters and she responded.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of shocked. They call you over to headquarters, because you have to take a formal call, she's not, you don't just dial her.
Yes, exactly. And that experience, people wouldn't believe it.
I didn't believe it. See, when things happen
and you
to you...
weren't snitching.
When guys step in, a lot of it's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm,
unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And she would call. So every time she called, I wasn't aware.
Right.
They would just say, Larry Braxton to the bubble. They used to call it.
And that's my point. The fact that you're getting called to the bubble, right? Mm-hmm. To talk to on the phone. Mm-hmm. To a person who's calling you,
everybody
not because
know,
you're a snitch.
Everybody gonna want to know why they calling you to the bubble.
Exactly.
And I was naive in a sense, but shoot, I'm doing what I'm doing still in service, trying to help other people do what they need to do.
Because you still shared.
I'm sharing. Hey man, I'm trying to get closer to home. I ain't want to be way out here with y'all. Be near my people.
Yes, exactly.
And and she did something that was so amazing nobody could believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the federal system, everything shuts down in the month of December. It's like a turnover period. The holidays, the New Year's
Got it.
coming. So they got less and less officers. I'm sure a lot of them taking vacations at this time. So it's less and less security.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't let people, they don't transfer people. They don't let people furlough transfer, which just
Right.
means you get on a bus
Well,
by
they
yourself.
do, but people don't think they do because
Well,
you be, you know,
it's a rule that they
cons-
don't.
Right.
That's the rule. But when
Yeah,
people
but
are
you know there are
advocating for you,
exceptions to every
every
rule.
rule. If you
Exactly.
continue to advocate for yourself, others will be inspired to advocate on your behalf. And that's where I found myself doing. I advocated for myself. I told them my situation. You know, I didn't really have anyone in my corner but my wife and my mother. And, you know, they traveling all this way to visit me. This doesn't make sense. I got a facility closer to home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this would be better for my rehabilitation.
Mm-hmm.
You have to word it so that it makes sense. You know,
Yes.
you can do some research and, you know,
And it is better for your rehabilitation because if
yeah,
you're closer to your loved ones, is not as much of a burden. You lessen the burden. That's going to give us better opportunity and
yeah.
time and desire to come and
And when you're
visit.
incarcerated, it's good to keep a level head, a calm demeanor, because I mean sometimes anything can set you off. You know, you get in different scuffles over the phone and what's on television, stuff that don't matter, but it's because you got a short thread.
What else? And what else do you have to argue about or
Yeah,
discuss or to
yeah,
talk about or to focus on? But that's
yeah,
why it is better to self advocate so you don't go down
yeah.
that
Even the process of advocating for yourself is better because now I'm actually in the library doing research, writing letters,
yes.
and
You're doing something
yeah,
positive. It's what we were talking about before. As long as you're on the positive side of that line,
yeah, yeah,
everything, it's going to create a better outcome because when we were looking, talking about the topics, one of the factors of self advocacy is, or the results is, you have reduced stress,
yeah,
like you get a better outcome than you expected. You're going to gain self respect.
yeah, uh,
You're going to build stronger relationships like
yeah,
we talked about before. Instead of just breaking that relationship, you're advocating, you're
absolutely,
giving a
yeah,
person a opportunity to get to know who you are,
yeah,
and what's acceptable,
yeah,
to either accept your boundaries or not,
yeah. And
to
you're
move
putting
on.
yourself in a position where you're building self confidence, and
Improve problem
yeah,
solving.
when you start seeing these things happen, you feel more apt to go for it, to take the chance, to give someone else a
Greater
chance to help you.
confidence.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Better communication because you have to learn when you're advocating,
yeah,
you have to communicate.
yeah.
It
So
might not be great, but you can improve upon it.
so she was able to get me transferred where I furlough transferred myself late in the month of
This
December.
was Barbara Rose Collins.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I went to uh
Indiana? I mean,
yeah,
Terre Haute.
Terre Haute, Indiana, which was the closest federal facility to Detroit. So it's a lot of Detroit people there, you know. Um, I didn't have one of them situations where I had to avoid anybody, so
Mm-hmm.
it was good. And when I showed up there and just like kind of walked in the door, because I get
Mm-hmm.
off the bus, I go, I go in and I'm sitting in their bubble, their
Mm-hmm.
headquarter unit. People are walking by like it's an alien out there. Like, what is
Mm-hmm.
he doing coming in here at this time of the year? I mean,
Exactly. Who is
every
he?
people
It,
understand
and
that
it
this
could
is
be a stigma too. Like, wait a
yeah,
minute.
exactly, yeah. So
Exactly.
you deal with all that, but I was never shy about
Because
dealing
you
with
knew how to
anything.
advocate.
Yeah,
See, now we're full circle
yep,
talking about self advocacy.
yeah,
If you do not advocate for yourself, other people won't even know what you need.
yeah, for sure,
So,
yeah,
okay, so that's our community conversation. So, advocacy, we know, Mr. Braxton,
yeah,
you know how to advocate for
yeah. And
yourself.
I've done it at jobs, and we discussed that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
different situations you find yourself in. It's like, hey, uh,
It's
I need
funny.
this, I need that.
Exactly.
You know,
You know what's funny? Recently, since we're talking about self advocacy, um, recently I had to write that letter for my brother, a character letter.
yeah, yeah,
But the character letter that I was writing, somehow I got really deep in the conversation. I mean, I got in my head on
Yeah,
it.
you get to the self discovery and
Ugh,
reliving everything that happened. And
yeah, 38 years, 40 years ago that I haven't
yeah,
thought about.
your your
So
your, your thought process is so much
it's
bigger now.
changed.
Yeah,
Exactly. My
your
perspective is
perspective is
different.
different. Yeah.
So, thinking about it, but one of the things about it, in there, I was talking about my brother, and I was thinking about how there were 12 of us in a 3-bedroom home.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was thinking about, wow, my brother never complained. And it was 5 boys in one room.
Yeah.
So I was just one of 3 girls in the
Yeah.
house, but 5 boys, you know? And I said, wow, he never complained about needing his own space and all that. He really was a team player,
Yeah.
not me. So as
You were
advocate,
verbal about
I was
needing some
verbal
space.
about it. I needed some space.
Yeah.
I knew, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need me time.
Yeah.
So I have always been that way. And it was funny. I only really recognized it in writing that character letter when, doing a parallel, a comparison between
Hmm.
myself and my brother. And I'm thinking like, wow, I have always been this way. And I have. I will
Yeah.
speak out against
Yeah.
anything that is not if it's crossing the boundaries. I'm nice and kind cuz I want to be that way.
Yeah.
I want to be
You
show
also want to be
love.
treated fairly and with respect.
Yes, definitely. It just made me think about something when you just said that. In one role I was working at, in an environment, and I was the director wanted me to acknowledge something. We had our client on the phone,
Hmm.
and he wanted to say, I don't know, he didn't want to take responsibility.
Yeah, he wanted you to take one for the team.
I wasn't taking, but the thing of it is that was a part maybe of immaturity. I'm not sure. People would say it's immaturity, but I felt like no, that I wasn't conditioned that way. That's
Yeah.
the
And at some point,
the
the
corporate
truth
environment,
matters.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like the truth
That's where you were
matters
coming from. And I
for
didn't
me.
do it, so
I'm
why
not
should I
taking
say I did?
responsibility.
Yeah.
And I felt like this: we're individuals at work,
Yeah.
so I'm not going to allow you to, to have an impact on. I don't always want to work for you,
Yeah.
dog.
So he can step on your back to raise his
No,
level,
I'm trying to get
and
to
you
your
with the hopes of
level.
maybe he'll pull you
Yes,
along. Oh
no,
no,
I'm not going to
that's
do
never a
that.
good
Exactly,
idea.
we're equals.
Yeah.
So, I didn't think back about this until writing this letter. Though it started making me think, like a character letter for someone else.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I have always advocated for myself, and it brings me to this. I will always continue to,
Yeah.
and that's why we're good advocates for other people.
People. Yeah, and we have to try to help them be able to do it for themselves.
For
Yeah.
themselves. It's like, as a teacher,
Yeah. Yeah.
when teaching, how, those were the best, that was the best of times and the worst
Worst
of
of times.
times. Okay. So, I did it to me, that was charity.
Yeah.
Contributing, transferring some of those skills over to those kids. They were in a time of need where they needed teachers. And with all my experience, diversified experience, to take that and to transfer that into, kindergartners through first and second, what I really realized, you teach those kids.
Yeah. Nurturing. They never
Yes.
forget it.
I hope they don't. And even if, what I hope that I gave them something that I really wanted to leave them with that component.
Yeah.
Advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
Advocate for yourself. Seeing all these kids out there, and many of them are doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They have no.
Getting up, getting themselves together, getting on the
Yes.
bus themselves. Nobody waiting on them when they
No.
arrive home.
No.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's heartbreaking
Getting
sometimes.
their own kids. I mean, their own food. Asking for their siblings. I had
Yeah,
kids
yeah.
asking me, for whatever we were having
Yeah.
for themselves and their
Yeah.
sibling. I loved it.
Yeah.
But, you just pass that on. So for reentry, for the reentry space, for people who are waiting on people to help them,
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get out there. What they saying, SOS.
Yeah. You got to take that first step, man. You never know who's looking, who's able to assist, who's able to help. But a lot of times they want to know that you got, as they say, skin in the game, that you're willing to
Yes.
step out there as well, because then their efforts aren't in vain.
You
There's a
know,
lot of people out there that really want to help but don't know how to help or if they should.
and I'm going to speak for us, even as an organization. I want to help.
Yeah.
You want to help. We want to help, right? Our board wants to help. But the bottom line is people don't want to waste their efforts.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it anymore, to be honest with you. And I'm running into it. This is a challenge that I'm having as a new in this nonprofit space.
Yeah.
Trying to help people. People don't understand because there's a thin line between help and doing it for you.
Yeah, yeah. You want to help them or do you want to carry them?
No, I don't want
You
to
want
do.
to carry them. You
I
want to help
can't.
them. You want to help them get to this point where they can go off and do it on their own. They can continue it.
And you know what's interesting? I wish I could do it.
Yeah, of course we
I
do.
wish I could carry some people. And but I don't want to waste time anymore. Just like I'm saying, I've lived more years than there are more years behind me than probably
Ahead
in
of you.
front of me,
Yeah.
ahead of me. So I want to make the best of that time.
Yeah.
That means that you know what? If you ain't getting it together, then we're not going to be able to commingle.
Yeah. You know, I see people online and they're doing some amazing charitable work. A guy might see a homeless person and feed them or feed a group of homeless people, and it all looks so magnificent, but it takes funds to do it. And, anybody out there that want to help, don't know
Go
how
to
to
our
help,
website.
yeah, go to our website. Donations will be used properly and for the good of others and in service of others.
Yes, exactly. So,
But that's one. Advocate for yourself.
yes. So
Yeah.
you do have to advocate for yourself. Self-advocacy is so important.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we're talking about this because so often I speak to people and let's talk about this, okay? So I'm an entrepreneur, all right? You work in workforce development.
All right.
So one of the things about it, we interact with many people.
A lot of people, yeah.
Okay. And we're often in a subordinate position where a person is, where they're not our manager,
Yeah.
where you're not maybe a direct supervisor, but you're in a supervisory position over,
yeah.
So one of the things is I recognize how many people, they want the help, like in insurance. So I'm a broker, I'm an agent, I'm a real estate agent, things.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, I'm in a service industry, right?
Right.
When I'm talking to people,
Notary.
notary, minister. I keep going on. People gonna be thinking I'm a cuckoo.
Yeah.
But the whole like, what is she doing all this time? But I want to help.
Trying to
And
help.
I like to diversify.
Yeah.
I like many streams. So one of the things about, but I was thinking about many people that I deal with. It's like I give them the tools, but then they want me to do the work, and I'm saying no, I can't. I'm
Yeah.
one person.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do the work. It's not going to work out if I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people want you to have your hand in there. It's like, I can't stand here with you and stand behind you and make this cake.
Yeah. You go ahead. I can give you the recipe. Gave you the ingredients. You go with that. I'm
You're
gonna go help
good.
somebody else now.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's what we have to encourage people. So that's what this whole conversation today was about, trying to be encouraging and say, hey, learn how to self-advocate. We're here to help, but you have to advocate for yourself. You have to start doing the work.
And one thing important about advocating for yourself, that's also asking others to help.
That's
You have to
asking
be, you have
for
to be able
help.
to say, help me with this. Do you know about this? You start asking those kind of questions, and you'll be surprised at the answers you'll start to get.
You know, on one of my flyers for insurance, it said it was targeted towards my senior population because I really wanted to help. You know, all of this
Hmm.
personal stuff have me wanting to help that population. And it said, you know, ask Angelina, you know,
Hmm.
ask,
Yeah, ask.
just ask for help. I
Yeah,
don't know. Sometimes people say they could see I'm in need. There are some obvious ways, but you got to ask. And that's a part of advocating.
yeah.
It's like, hey, I need some help.
And a lot of people that's able to help you aren't able to help you directly. So if you ask me, I may not know the answer, but now I have something to ask of someone else. And
Yes.
then we say, man, that's funny you say that because I got this
Yes.
avenue I could direct you to, or
I
I
might
can have
use
this
my
person.
favorite for you.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Exactly. So we're going to go ahead and close out with our self advocacy
Spot.
segment, our chat, our community conversation. We just want y'all to get out there and advocate for yourself. We
Yeah.
trying to help you the best way we can. We're
Yeah.
not exactly sure how to do it, but we know that we're going to build on the tools that we have until we learn the rest of them. And then speaking about advocacy, like we need some help too.
Yeah.
You know, if you're willing to volunteer and work with a nonprofit and grow with us and do something good,
Yeah.
holla at your girl.
Yeah. And if you got ideas, you want to come in the studio, we're more than welcome. Go to our website, communicate with us. You'll see
Exactly.
our phone number. If you call, no one answers, leave a message.
Yep.
We'll definitely get back to you. And we'd like to know what you think and what you're going through because your story could help others.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Help somebody.
Yeah.
Be of service. All right. All right, everybody. We're out, and we'll be back talking about does the crime matter?
Ah, love it.
All right.
See
Have a
you
good.
then.
See you again. We're signing out. Larry and Angelina, Breaking Barriers, Life Support Community Services.